Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I want to remind you of what you and the entire human collective is going through right now. This is the most intense, physical, and energetic shift in consciousness that a human has ever been able to experience. We are going through a massive evolutionary, energetic shift in consciousness, which means the way that you live, the way that you experience your reality is shifting every day. And as you experience this more and more, as you awaken into this, there are a couple things that you start to experience and feel. You realize that the more you try to control this shift in consciousness, this evolution, the more you will be in suffering, the more you will struggle. Nothing wrong with it, but you're going to recognize, maybe if I let go of trying to control this outcome, this natural process of shifting, it might get a little easier. See, the ego wants to control. Your higher self wants to flow with you, wants to show you flow. The other thing you might realize is that every day sort of feels like Groundhog Day, right? You're becoming more attuned to your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs. Things are starting to become dull or flatlined. There's not as much excitement around life. That's because you are evolving. Your consciousness is shifting out of a sort of sedentary or numb way of being. And even though you were more active, let's say, in that previous version, it was also more sedentary because you were not alert, you were not awake, your eyes were not completely open yet. You weren't as energetic as you are now. So the ironic thing is, the more we become energetic, the more we wake up, the more we shift, the more we evolve, the less we do. The more we feel, the less we do. And so it can feel very strange, like, wait a second. I thought shifting into higher states of consciousness, evolving, etc., would feel blissful and full of joy and peace and grace and all of this. Yes, it is at times. But many times there is this moment or moments where everything gets quiet. Everything gets quiet. And it could be days, it could be months, right? But it's almost like there's this low-grade depression that you may feel as you are evolving. It's very strange, right? But the quieter you become, the higher you shift in frequencies within your body, the more you courageously allow yourself to evolve, the deeper you go into silence. The more you are urged to just hang, like free fall, like you're being, like you're dangling in midair. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't know which way is up and down anymore. It can feel very disoriented when you wake up, when you begin to shift. Another thing that we start to notice when we begin to really allow ourselves to evolve into higher states of consciousness is the amount of judgment that we place on ourselves and the way that we are experiencing our world. So as you begin to feel more, as you begin to recognize your thoughts and beliefs, wow, does the judgment get louder about you, right? And so we are learning how to let go of judging ourselves. So I'm jumping on today to remind you that if you feel out of control, part of the evolution, if you feel like you are suspended in air and there's a pause, there's a deeper silence happening, there's a Groundhog Day happening, maybe a low-grade depression happening, bingo. It's the evolution in your consciousness. If you are feeling like you have been judging yourself more than ever based on what you're feeling or believing or doing, that's the evolution in human consciousness. You see, we have to become acutely aware of the states of consciousness that we were in. Control, judgment, keeping ourselves busy so that we didn't feel, keeping ourselves busy so that we didn't dive deep into who we actually are as energy and form, right? Recognizing that we may have numbed ourselves out in order to not recognize how much we really don't like ourselves, i.e. all the judgment that we hold. So all these things are coming up right now. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with what you are experiencing. There is nothing wrong with how you have chosen to courageously evolve into higher states of consciousness. Nothing. Is it uncomfortable at times? Yes. Does it feel like the opposite of evolving into higher states of consciousness? Yes. But I can tell you right now, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. I'm going through it all as well. And to put a expectation that you have to be happy all the time, that you have to be in this heart-centered love space all the time, that you have to be in peace and enjoy all the time in order to show or in order to prove that you are evolving is a farce. It's an absolute disservice, because that is not how we evolve. We evolve by becoming acutely aware of what we have been. You don't jump out and say, sayonara, see you later. You actually have to dive deep into what you have ignored your entire life, perhaps, which is the amount of control that we have used, the amount of numbing that we have used, the amount of judgment that we have used, the amount of expectation and attachment that we have had. And as we start to dive deeper and deeper and allow ourselves to experience all of that, to feel all of that, to just allow it to be, we start to peek our heads out on the other side and realize that there is something amazing waiting for you. There is something amazing waiting for me. This evolution is not to pull us into more struggle. It's not to pull us into more pain. It's to move us out of it. It's to move us back in to who we have always been. What you're going through right now is an absolute gift. I promise you. It is pulling you, it is shifting you, it is evolving you into this beautiful consciousness that you have always been inside your body. So if you find yourself once again saying, I can't believe I'm still feeling this, if you find yourself wanting to control an outcome right now, right? Really wanting to control this outcome. If you find yourself not being able to predict or understand what's coming, if you find yourself feeling so much that you don't want to feel, you're watching yourself judge yourself like you never have before, right? If you're finding yourself trying to do everything you possibly can to not be present with you, bravo. You are evolving. Stay present with yourself. Give yourself more compassion and love. Trust and know that this is the massive, miraculous evolution in human consciousness, and you are evolving. There is nothing wrong with what you're going through. Have patience. Do your best to surrender to it and know that everything passes. Everything passes. You're a rock star. I love you.